Lads, welcome back to a brand new preview on the channel. This time we've got Spurs. We've just played Arsenal, their arch rivals, and we've not been doing too good recently, have we? Started off with a very boring 0-0 draw against Aston Villa. Then got us asses handed to us by Newcastle United. Then again got us asses handed to us by Manchester United. And we've just been knocked out of the cup by Arsenal. However, the game was definitely better this time. We actually looked like we were going to score a goal. We missed loads of chances, and we actually scored a goal. And it was your main man, David McGoldrick, which I'm absolutely buzzing about. He was absolutely buzzing as well, as you can see. But what broke my heart was, he ran away doing this to the Kop, and no one was there to celebrate with him. And again, it was in the FA Cup, so he's still without a Premier League goal. So anyway, in these previews, I normally go back to the last game, which was the Arsenal game, do a little bit of a roundup of it. We started the game quite well. We scored an offside goal with Lundstrom. Then Basham gave away a silly penalty, which Lacazette made the most of, to say the least. Pepe put it away, and they were cruising for a little bit. During half-time, Chris Wilder must have given them a bit of a rocket, because they came out all guns blazing. Yeah, Basham, probably the miss of the season. But in the 87th minute, David McGoldrick took advantage of the Arsenal defenders just booting it off each other. But we couldn't hold out. We went all guns blazing, and then they broke away and scored. And it was a comedy of errors, really. Ender Stevens did get doubled up on, but he got sold a dummy really easy. Ollie Norwood just stood there pointing, and Dean Henderson left his front post free. So not a great goal to concede, but we look better going forward, and this season it's goals that we've struggled for. So let's hope this is a stepping stone to a few better performances. Before I just say this, I'm not saying we're going to definitely win this game and definitely get into Europe, but in my reaction video I did say we're out of Europe, we're out of FA Cup, but if we beat Tottenham, we go above them. So that's back into the European places, we think. So it's not all doom and gloom. You beat Tottenham, it gives you confidence, you go on and win more games. It's simple as that. So let's move on to the last time out against Spurs. Now, it wasn't the last time we played them at Bramall Lane. It was the time when we played them away. And this is one of the only away games that I managed to get to this season. And it was an absolute farce. VAR well and truly stuck its nose in on everything. Even the legit goal that we scored, they still tried to choke it off. And I still to this day don't know why Bulldog was so annoyed.
Get it off me!
I've got to say, I think we created the better chances in this game. We were brilliant. We were absolutely just... I've never seen us play that well, I don't think, away from home. Not against a team like Spurs, anyway. And it weren't like they had Son and Kane injured. They were both playing. So it was 0-0 at half-time. Son scored in the second half, and it was a bit dicey defending from the Blades. But we came back in true Blades fashion. Ender Stevens passed the ball along the ground, right to the back post, and David McGoldrick tapped the ball in the back of the net. However, Diggs' celebrations did not last too long, because John Lundstrom's big toe was offside in the lead up to the goal. But we dusted ourselves off and we got on with it. And the lead up to our actual goal through Baldock, we must have passed the ball about 100,000 times. And it got to Baldock at the back stick. And even though it was a bit of a cross, he tried to put it in that corridor of uncertainty where it's just impossible to defend. The ball ended up in the bottom corner and the rest is history. It finished 1-1. There weren't too many good chances after that in the game, but we definitely deserved to win that game. However, I've got a feeling it's not going to be as easy as it was last time. Because let's be honest, that Spurs team weren't that good that day and we were excellent. Now the tables have turned, and I think if we'd have played this game without any sort of break, I think we'd have probably beaten them. Especially with no Kane, no Son, us playing how we were playing, them how they were playing, and the fans behind the Blades. I think we'd have done them quite easily. But it's all been turned on its head because we're not playing very well. Tottenham have picked up some points. Kane's back, Son's back, there's no fans. Let's just hope the boys can pull some out of the bag. Now I've wrote down here players to watch, and there's not too many players not to watch really. Harry Kane is obviously an excellent goal scorer, but I watched the West Ham game. He missed a lot of chances. Fair enough, he took his one-on-one well, but he did miss a lot of chances. Harry Kane's not firing on all cylinders, so that's something hopefully. Also there's Son as well, and Son is just unbelievable. A great player to watch. There's just not many players around that's like Son. He's quick, he's nimble, he gets away from plays really easily. His finishing is incredible. And for me, Son is the player that we need to watch the most. Also, they've got Lucas that can score goals. They've got Bergwijn who can score goals too. It's going to be difficult. Now we've got team news, and from the Tottenham perspective, they've got a full bill of health. Fair enough, they've got a couple of lads out, but I don't think anyone would really push to get into that first team. And for us Blades, obviously Jack O'Connell is out yet again, we think anyway. Wilder keeps giving us these little bits of hope, this little glimmer of hope that Jack O'Connell's going to be playing, and then he's never even on the bench. But I think Jack Robinson's playing really well, and that long throw is a bugger to deal with. And when I used to play at centre-back, and I hated a long throw. I hated them so much, because all it takes is a big bloke to stand in front of you and flick it on. And that's what McBurney was doing against Arsenal. So yeah, Jack O'Connell looks like he's not going to be playing again, but Jack Robinson's getting better and better with every game. Also, it looks like Lundstrom's injured. I've not heard anything about his injury, actually. So let me know in the comments. It looked like he'd either dislocated his shoulder or done something to his shoulder anyway, because he kind of had his arm, not in a sling, but in his shirt like a sling. So, yeah, I can't see Lundstrom playing, if I'm being completely honest, unless it was nowhere near as bad as what we thought. But Sander Berge had a really, really good game when he came on against Arsenal. So hopefully he can use that confidence in this game and be just as effective. So other than those two, I think that's it. I think it'll probably be the same team that faced Arsenal. But saying that, we only played him a few days ago, so maybe Wilder will change it up a little bit. I'm not sure where he would change it, unless he brings in Osborne maybe, because Stevens has been poor. Or maybe he will drop Jack Robinson and play Ender Stevens at left centre-back. If I'm being completely honest, I think he needs to give Luke Freeman more of a game. If not starting, bringing him on as a sub, trying to create a few more chances for the strikers, because we don't create a lot of chances. Now, score prediction. I'm not sure where to go with this one, because it could be one or two things. Spurs could kind of run away with the game because they are a really good team. They're better than Arsenal, let's be perfectly honest. And they're going to put a really good side out because they're chasing European places. But if we played half as good as what we did earlier on in the season against them, we've got a good chance. So I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to go with 1-1, I think. I'm hoping that we get the win, but it's going to be very, very difficult against a team like Spurs. And 1-1, I think most of us would take it. Now for memorable matches, and in 2015, Sheffield United, a League One side at the time, played Tottenham Hotspur, who were one of the best teams in the Premier League, let's be honest. It was in the League Cup semi-final, and we were on an absolutely brilliant run. We were full of confidence, we went to White Hart Lane, we only lost 1-0 by a stupid Jay McEvely handball that Andros Townsend put in the back of the net. But then they came to Bramall Lane, and this is the memorable match. It finished 2-2, so obviously Spurs went through 3-2 on aggregate, but we gave them a massive scare. Again, League One against Premier League guys. One of the best Premier League teams in the country at that point. They went 1-0 up with an absolute beauty from Christian Eriksen. And I've said on multiple occasions on Twitter, that is the best free kick I've ever seen at Bramall Lane. Wow. But we didn't just lay down and die. We brought Che Adams on, and at the time I was like, we're accepting defeat, we're bringing on a young lad from non-league, and yeah, he's playing Premier League football right now. But Che Adams slotted a beautiful finish in to make it 1-1, and then he scored a deflected goal to make it 2-1. What a way to introduce yourself to a new club. And after Che scored his second, 2-2, went on for a bit. We had a couple of chances, nothing too clear cut, and then Kane played an absolute beautiful ball through to Christian Eriksen, and he ended the game there and then. But after that, the boys got such an amazing round of applause. They deserved it. They were excellent that game. And for a League One team to absolutely take it to a team like Tottenham, it was just amazing to watch. And finally, player connections. And do you know what? I literally have no idea. I've got no idea of any players that have played for both clubs off the top of my head. Normally, I come into this and I've got some in there. I haven't. I really don't. Yep, I think I'm going to have to go with Cal Norton and Cal Walker. Because other than those obvious ones, I can't think of anyone else. We don't really get too many players on loan from London clubs, because for a young lad to come all the way up north, away from the family and stuff, they just don't tend to do it. So we've had quite a lot of players from Manchester United and teams around the north, Liverpool, but we just don't really have that many from down south. I've just found another one doing a Google, and Roger Nilsson. But Roger Nilsson was probably just before I started watching football properly. Might be around about the same time when I started watching it, but I can't remember much from him. I know a lot of United fans absolutely adore Roger Nilsson, but I don't think he played too much for Spurs. So yeah, guys, let me know in the comments who I've missed, because again, there's got to be more than just those three. Got to be, but How far back are we going? Have I missed anyone really easy? So anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to leave it there. Currently, I am about 250 subscribers away from 10,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed already, please do. Tell your mum, tell your dad, tell your brother, tell your sister, tell your cousins, tell your mates, tell everyone to subscribe because we are so close and I need 10,000 subscribers. Anyway, that's it for the video. So again, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and stay in good nick.